Hello. What's up, everyone? This is Sky, and welcome to Nerd Sauce. This is our 6th episode. The last time you heard us, Jeremy was here doing a interview session with the X-Men 97. He got to play that for us and introduce it. It was really cool to actually have him in studio. But guess what? Guess who's back? Back again. We have Mr. Jeremy back in studio. What's up, Jeremy?
What's up? I'm back. Yep. What's up, nerds? Jeremy is in the house. Great to be back, Sky.
I'm actually super excited you're back, Jeremy. This is going to be a good show. We are actually, I don't know if we'll see. We're having some video recording problems tonight. I hope it works out, and if it does, there will be a video to follow this. If not, then you're just going to hear our voices. So, Jeremy, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I just want to say, Wes and Oscar, don't worry. Our Raiders will get the #1 draft pick. Meanwhile, I'm doing great. Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays. Yes. We're recording this
a
couple days before it's going to be released. But it is the season, right? It's actually kind of cool. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, all that jazz. Jeremy, so I know now just so everyone knows out there, we do another podcast called The Gathering Nerds. Jeremy's been on that a couple times. He's sent in some great audio clips. He's almost became our resident May the 4th show. You've done two of those so far.
Yes.
So, it's kind of cool to create this podcast, which Nerd Sauce, just for those of you out there, Nerd Sauce is a podcast that's about nerds. It's about us getting together and talking about things that are in our head that we want to talk about. I mean, it could be relevant today. It could be some stuff from years ago, but it's just nerd stuff. And I love talking about that. So I'm actually super excited to have one of the super nerds here. I've known Jeremy for over 30 years now. Gosh, like 35 maybe? How many years?
Oh, yes, but you're right. It's about right.
Yeah, I met Jeremy in junior high, so this has been a long time.
To be exact.
That's crazy. I can't believe that. So, Jeremy.
Yes, Sky.
You brought me 3 topics tonight. What are we talking about?
The first topic I would love to talk about is about board games, and I like to talk about 2 board games. The first one is called Star Wars Destroy the Death Star game that came out originally in 1977. It's a very old school game that you could get it probably eBay if you look for it. I bought it used over here. Bought it $50, I remember, and I had an opportunity to play this game with I have a son who's 5 years old, and he really likes it. I like to talk about this game. 5 years old could play that game. Indeed, the force is strong with my son. It's possible. So this game is intended for ages, I think like 8 years old, I think like 7 to 8 years. It can be done. It can be done.
Okay, so this game came out in what year? Do you
1977.
remember? Okay. Did you say that already?
Yeah.
Okay. I was doing some technical stuff with the video while Jeremy was talking, so I didn't catch everything you said. I'm sorry, Jeremy. Okay. So came out in 1977. I remember this game. I remember the commercials for it. I actually have one here. I'm going to play that for you.
Oh, boy! I've reached Millennium Falcon. The Force is with you.
You too can play the space fantasy Star Wars game, Escape from Death Star. Be the first to help Luke and Leia, Han Solo, and Chewbacca escape from the garbage dump and reach the safe Rebel base. The Force can also be against you.
Back to the trash compactor.
You spin to get past TIE fighters.
I win! All right!
Escape from
no
Death
kid
Star.
ever
It
said
comes
that
complete
ever.
with everything you see here. New from Kenner, from the Star Wars collection.
Oh, man, I love it, dude. That takes me back. So you you didn't have this as a kid, or did you?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, so how many years ago did you buy this?
Like about 15 years ago.
15 years ago?
Yeah, 15 years ago, 20 years ago.
Now, I've admitted this on the podcast before. I have a bad memory. Have me and you ever played this game?
Not this one particularly, sadly.
Okay, now I know we're limiting it to 2 because Jeremy actually had a whole bunch of board games you wanted to talk about. What's the game that we played? I think that I wanted to kill you when we were playing, right?
Oh, that game. I should talk about that. It's called the Star Wars Escape from the Death Star video on VHS format. They got to do it on DVD, but it's on VHS format that came out in 1997. And I still have it. Still have my VCR. We got to play that game one day.
It came out in 1997?
Yeah, it came out in 1997. And you actually watch the video on VHS. It's only VHS format, and you play the board game Racing Against the Time. We actually got to play that game one.
Oh, I remember that. I do remember that.
I think we lost.
Did we lose?
I think we did.
Did I want to kill you at the end of that?
Yes, you did.
Typically, when I'm just so everyone knows, anytime I play a board game with Jeremy, I typically want to kill him. Like I'm like, Jeremy, you're out of control. So,
Essentially, you didn't want to be Darth Vader.
And
Because you can actually be Darth Vader's pupil. My bad. You got to be Darth Vader's pupil. He uses you in this game to go get out the, Luke Skywalker, Chewbacca, to help defeat the rebels in that game.
So I miss old board games. They were pretty simple, and the fact that you could put it in the VCR and play, that was actually, I remember that. That was pretty cool. We played up at your house, though, right?
Yes. I like to play the game. By the way, tell the audience, if time permits,
I have a VCR here, too,
can we
by the
play
way.
this game? They want to know, are you down? I think guys out there, I think Sky doesn't want to play this game because I drive him up the wall, but you got to feel the love. I'm just got so much energy. I'm down. You got to tell everybody out there, nerds, tell Sky he's got to play Star Wars Escape from the Death Star board game on VHS format and give us a full interview. Okay, I'm down. I can't play it by myself.
I don't know if it's gonna happen, Jerry. All right. Let's get back on topic. Okay. So that so people can buy that on the one Escape from the Death Star.
So the Death Star on eBay. It's pretty good. It's over there, and it's just relived the way the Death Star trench that came out there. And I just want to add one more thing here. If you remember, I did this on a speech. We're in a community college over here. I did a video. And he actually Sky videotaped me how to play Destroy the Death Star game. I got all hyped and actually right there. It was kind of crazy. I think the audience, the Distance College, I think they were kind of like stunned, or I mean.
Jeremy, usually when you do things, especially in front of a group of people are pretty stunned.
I mean, they didn't know what to say, But I did get an A for that project.
You got an A?
I got an A on that assignment, A for the class, But I think they're just speechless to people.
Jeremy, you have me speechless sometimes.
Okay.
All right. What was the second?
The second game is The Empire Strikes Back. Came out in 1980. The Hoth. Ice adventure game. I'm so into Hoth, the scene particularly for Empire Strikes Back.
That's a
by the way, one of my favorite
scene,
movies all time over there.
Mine too.
I actually bought a game over here. And yes, my 5-year-old son played this game, but even though it's 10 for like 8 to 10 years old, over here where you spin here over here, you gotta click these cards over here, you have enough cards. So what is Darth Vader.
So what is the game? It's
a board game.
Okay, but what are you on time? What are you trying to do?
You're not against time over.
Are you trying to get to a space?
Dice, okay. Get a space here, and you got to get some cards by defeating the Imperial Star Droids. Okay, the Stormtroopers, right?
Okay.
Stormtroopers. Any scenes that relate to Empire Strikes Back and Hoth over here. You gain cards. Once you get like at least 10 or more cards, you're ready to defeat Darth Vader. But it's like the random luck of the draw. It's all about spinning. There's no strategy, but it's just the fun. This is just back to it's just reliving the memories.
Now, a lot of those old games didn't take a lot of strategy, which I liked.
Yeah.
Like you could just play, you can roll the dice. It was luck of the draw. Simpler times.
Yes.
Simpler times for board games. I like that. I actually miss some of those.
timeless.
I actually played Candyland the other day, and that game is great.
Oh, that game.
I mean, it's so simple. Like you're literally getting cards and getting colors and going up. But I forgot how much I liked that game. It was like you get you can go all the way up to the top by getting like the gumdrop princess. And I know there's nerds out there going, it's not called the gumdrop princess. I'm sorry, I don't remember. Played it once in like the last 40 years, but that was fun.
Yeah, it's go up and down. That's another game I play with my son. That's another great game.
No, that's awesome, Jeremy. Well, thank you. Okay, I appreciate that. All right, Jeremy, what's topic number 2?
Superman. We got to talk about Superman, the original, that it started all before.
Didn't mean to cut you off, Jeremy, but how do you not play this theme song talking about Superman?
I can't argue about this.
John Williams knocked this theme out of the park.
Absolutely.
I still get chills like listening to it. Oh. All right. That was just for me. I had to play that theme song.
Oh, I like that too. Yeah. I like John Williams over there. Other than Star Wars, he knocked this one out.
Yeah. I would say, I mean, he's iconic, but this is probably my behind Star Wars. Star Wars is in the front, but Probably
Can't forget Indiana Jones. He did Indiana Jones.
Yeah, but I still like this one more.
Okay, I like Indiana Jones. It's like a two-way tie for me. Star Wars #1. It's like a two-way tie. Maybe third for me, but I love this one.
Okay.
You know.
All right.
Yeah.
So. All right.
We're talking about. I just like to talk about the original Supermans. You know, they've done a lot of Superman here, done by Christopher Reeves. I think he's ultimately the best over here. Then later, the 1 and 2 is the one we totally recommend to watch. 3 and with Richard Pryor's comedic, but 1 and 2 is the best over here. And then later, you know, they're trying to relive Superman with Brandon Routh, which I think we saw that.
Yeah, we saw that in theaters.
I actually liked it over there, and didn't do well, Brandon Routh. And then we went to watch in 2013 with Henry Cavill, The Men of Steel.
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill. Sorry, there goes.
Jeremy always messes up
My
names
bad.
if
You
you
guys,
listen to the last
I'm
podcast.
just too excited, okay? But really, I liked him actually with that movie, and of course he did a sequel. What was it? Batman versus Superman, which I actually like with Ben Affleck as Batman over here. I was waiting for number 3, and now so that's the second one. I just want to talk about. I like those two.
So there's a lot of so for us.
Yes.
Right, Christopher Reeves was probably our
Growing up.
Yeah, growing up. I mean, 1966 Batman was a superhero thing. We had Wonder Woman
With Adam West, yeah.
And then we had Wonder
With
Woman.
Lyndon Carter.
And then we had our Superman, which was Christopher Reeves. And then later on, they really tried to remake that movie with Brandon Routh.
Yes.
It was a continuation of that Superman story.
Yes.
Which
I like
was
Lois Lane.
Yeah.
That character.
It was good. It was
but
good.
But didn't made well at the box office.
Right.
You know? It didn't.
Well, because it wasn't
okay.
original. It was they were making a movie that should have been with Christopher Reeves, but
Yes.
wasn't
No,
because
wasn't.
obviously he had an accident.
Paralysis,
Oh,
yes.
by the way,
Yes.
there's a new documentary out about him, and
The 40th anniversary. I heard about it.
yeah, if you get a chance, it's an
Highly recommended.
amazing documentary that just goes over his life, things with Superman, his injury, like really how he overcame that, even though he never got past it. Obviously, he was paralyzed, but it's just amazing. So if you get a chance, but we're skipping some other Supermen I really liked, right? And you talked about Henry Cavill. I liked Dean Cain as Superman.
Yes, I've got to mention about Dean. That's right, Dean Cain. I actually watched that series with Lois and Clark. I thought he did a good job over here.
It's on HBO Max, and I've started rewatching that series
with Terry Hatcher. That's another one I recommend. A TV show over here. And the last one we want to touch base is the Smallville.
You
got me into Smallville.
I love Smallville.
Talks about the behind the scenes growing up with Tom Welling.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he did a great job. I saw the first few series over here. Thought he could get who's that girl by the actress Kristen? I like her.
Yeah, she was good.
But even though she didn't play, I don't know, spoiler alert. But
I think now it's okay to spoil it.
Okay, it's out there. Okay, never mind. But that was a very good one. And I always like to play the guy. You gotta tell me, Michael, who's the guy who played Lex Luthor? I'm sorry, Michael Rosenberg did a great job of playing
Lex Luthor.
over
Yeah.
here.
So if all that knocking, Jeremy's not used to podcasting. He keeps banging the table. So I'm going to have to tie his arms behind his back tonight.
Sorry,
but
guys.
no, it's good. Jeremy's excited. I love it. Okay, so look, if I'm ranking them all, I'm actually having a hard time. Like Batman, I can usually do a lot better. I know who my Batman is, right? My Batman, I've said it before on our other podcast, is Adam West because I grew up with Adam West. I loved him as Batman. Then it's Michael Keaton. Now, I'm not going to go into Batman. That's a whole different podcast.
That's next time. I will talk about Batman, guys. Next time.
But I don't know how I would pick anyone except for Christopher Reeves as my Superman. And I will go back and I still like I see those movies, just a clip, and I want to watch them. Yeah. Like I love those movies. 1, 2. I actually liked 3 and I liked 4. Like they were corny and they weren't directed well and the writing was bad, but they were
Reeves
Superman.
was still good. Superman.
Yeah.
He stole the picture himself. Even though the story is kind of, like you said, Corey, I agree. It's lame, but he just stole the picture.
But as a kid, the story didn't matter to me. No. It was Superman. He was flying around. I knew they were probably actually not true. As a kid, they're not as good as the first two because you're like, you just know that.
Yeah.
But Richard Pryor, I liked him in it, So I have to go with Christopher Reeves. Who's your number one Superman?
Superman, I have to go with Christopher Reeves. Till this day, if I have to watch reruns, I have to go back to Superman with Christopher Reeves.
Who's your number 2?
Number 2, I have to go for. I think I'm gonna go. Well, this. You know what? I'm gonna have to go with. It's a tie for me. I'm gonna go for Dean Cain, and Tom Welling.
Yeah.
Okay, over there.
It's crazy because I think because of our age
Yes.
and being who, like the way we were, the way we kind of went into our nerd culture, I think Dean Cain is my third and Tom Welling is my second.
Okay. I could buy it with that. I could drive with that. Yeah.
So and a lot of it is because again, we didn't have superhero movies coming out all the time. So getting a Superman TV show in the early 90s was huge.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yes,
And he was flying and he looked good flying. Like they actually had some good special effects in it.
Yep, they did.
Now, Smallville was just fun story. I liked to see it was an origin story, and I don't know if they did many origin stories up to that point of other shows. At least Superman for sure.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, the only time you ever touched Smallville was in the original Superman. They actually have scenes from Smallville at the beginning, and it's kind of cool because the mom who's in...
and with Annette O'Toole and John Schneider. And that's what's so special. The first 2 seasons with John Schneider, of course, he passed. They killed him off.
Yeah, they killed him off.
But
he's still alive, by the way.
Oh, yeah, he's still alive. Sorry, yeah, he's still alive. But it was just great. They're touching the roots over there.
Yeah. All right, well, Jeremy, that's a great I love the Superman thing. I've been dying to actually watch Superman again. I've been thinking about that recently, and the other day I think I saw like a clip from it. And actually, when I was listening to when I was getting the podcast ready, I'm like, oh my God, I gotta watch this movie. I was so excited. All right, Jeremy, we're on the topic number 3, and I actually love this show. Not a lot of people talk about it. Not a lot of people mention it. There's not a lot of merch out there in the world for it. There's some action figures here and there, but I thought they had the coolest costumes. Jeremy, what is your third topic?
Battle of the Planets.
Battle of the Planets. Here's the opening for that.
Battle of the Planets. G-Force. 5 incredible young people with superpowers. And watching over them from center Neptune, 7 Zoc 7. Watching, warning against surprise attack by alien galaxies from beyond space.
All right, it kind of plays out from there. But, man, I forgot about that show. I haven't even thought about it in years. I was surprised you brought this up. What made you bring it up?
I was just thinking, Battle of Planets. A nerd gotta appreciate this. It's like one of my childhood memories watching this growing up the TV before. I think it was showing on KTTV channel, now it's Fox. And I think they were showing this like 6:30 just before going to school over there. And just like watching these shows. In fact, I think you can watch them on YouTube now.
Yeah.
I was Googling over there. I said, they gotta make a movie about this. And in fact, the latest news is I think the guys the Russo brothers who gave us that? They gave us the Avengers, right? The Russo brothers.
Russo brothers did a lot of the Marvel stuff.
The Marvel stuff. That the last we heard, they're in the making, the works. We don't know once. I want them to make a movie about this. It's Japanese anime. This is before the real anime like today.
Well, it was like they had this show and they had Robotech, and to me,
Robotech. That's another day I'll talk about. But I think the Battle of the Planets. But I know that more quite vividly. I'm over here. I heard there's like 80 episodes over there. There's 3 seasons of it. It came in 1978 to 1980. You guys want to check it out. But don't be surprised. You hear it first on the Nerd Sauce. Will there be a movie? I'm going to say there will be. I don't know when, but don't be surprised. In the near future, there's going to be a movie about Battle of the Planets, and I can't wait over there.
Have they? Now, is this... do you have inside information?
I got no inside information. You got to Google it. But the Russos, the last time I checked, has a date of this podcast coming out right now. The Russos brothers are attached to this project. That's all I heard.
That's great. They're going to knock it out of the park. This is a great show. So there was a group of them. They were called G-Force, right?
Yeah, G-Force over there, and they got this awesome ship that turns out to be Phoenix over here. I was looking. You're right. There's not much merchandise there. I saw some board games. I'm a board game fanatic, you guys over here, but it's like old school. It's like not that many out there. There's some comic books to let you to be interested.
Okay.
You guys want?
I love the fact that the one thing that's crazy is these type of comic books, G.I. Joe, Transformers, Battle of the Planets, Godzilla comic books that were never worth anything are now worth so much money.
If you have them, yes.
Yeah, like Battle of the Planets, I had some of those comic books. I don't have them anymore, but they were really rare because a lot of people didn't collect them because they were not the big ones. They weren't the big Marvel and DC. Now they're rare collector's items.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's awesome, Jeremy. So I actually had a VHS copy of Battle of the Planets that I sold not too long ago.
Are you serious?
Yeah, well, I don't mind watching stuff on VHS. I like watching more horror movies on VHS, just because it feels more campy, it feels more scary. like some of those shows, like I want to, because VHS doesn't age well in time. So that one aged decently. It didn't age great. So I felt like I wasn't getting the full show.
Don't worry. Hey, by the way, my 1997 Star Wars VHS is still intact. It's aging well.
Okay, good.
I have to throw that out.
I have a couple of those.
Okay.
Yeah. So don't try to outdo me, Jeremy. Whatever. All right. So Jeremy, those are great topics. Thank you so much for bringing them to the table. Now, Jeremy, when I was talking to him, he was like, before the podcast, I said, Jeremy, so we play a game on this podcast on Nerd Sauce, and it's called
$1 million.
But, so, Jeremy, now, if you're just joining us for the first time, $1 million, but I'm going to explain it. I'm going to ask you a question, and the question is going to go like this.
$1 million.
But, now what I asked Daniel, or Oscar a week ago was, you get $1 million, Oscar, but every time you walk through a door, you fart. Now that's not your question, Jeremy, because I'm not going to give you something that's already been out there. I don't want to give you a head start. So you're going to get some different ones. Now Jeremy was like, I told him about this before the podcast. He was like, "Oh crap. I don't know. You'll be fine, Jeremy, okay?" So here's your question.
$1 million.
But every time you eat any food or drink for the next year, it is like the hottest chili that you've ever had. Now, for 1 year, every meal that you have is like the hottest chili. What would you do? Would you take the $1 million and suffer the hottest chili for every water sip, every hamburger, every whatever for the next year?
Not for 1 day. How about for 1 day?
No, for 1 year.
1 year, every day, 365 days. Jeremy's gonna be dead. I'm sorry.
How do you do a chili as it is? Do you like hot stuff?
I like hot stuff, but there's some chili that I just can't handle. That I'm like go crazy. I mean, I'm gonna do like some Jeremy. Like I'll be freaking out, you guys. I can't handle it. Sky has asked me 365 days. I can't do it, even if I wanted to for $1 million. I might try 1 day. I'm that weak. I just can't handle it.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I really want to do it. So the answer is yes, but I know myself. I got limitations. I'm gonna probably die.
I'm telling you that, to me, this is a hard one too. So you're a no.
No, not for 365 days. No.
Okay, so I think for me, it's got to be a no, and I'll tell you why. Because that is a lot of pain for 365 days. Your mouth burning every time you eat, Now, okay, the first thing I thought about is, okay, I eat it and it burns that much. That means I'm gonna have some burning poops for 306 a year of my butt burning. You know how many baby wipes I'm gonna go through? Jeez, that's crazy.
I'm gonna have a lot of excruciating pain. I'll probably vomit. Who knows? I mean, I'll be dead. I'll be suffering. Poor Jeremy.
Poor Jeremy. I agree. Yes. So I don't know about that one. That one was kind of like, all right, we'll see. Okay. Here's the next one. Ready?
Ready.
Okay. I will give you $1 million. Hold on. Wait, why am I saying it? I don't need to say it.
$1 million.
But once a week, and you don't know when, right? Has everyone out there seen this movie? You know what those are? Those are xenomorphs.
From aliens?
From aliens.
From aliens.
So you won't die, but for one time a week, and you don't know when, right? A chest buster is going to pop out of your chest, and you're going to go through that whole process, and it's going to be as painful as it looks in the movie. It's going to come out of your chest, but you don't die. And then you heal within like 3 hours. And then the next week you have to go through the same thing. So
For how long?
$1 million.
once a week for 1 year.
Once a week for what? Maybe for 1 month, but I don't think I could do it for 1 year. I'm a wuss.
No?
No. I'll 1 month. I'll do it for 1 month.
You couldn't do it?
Not for 1 year.
Could
you?
you? Okay, Jeremy, just one time a week. You're going to be sitting there, you don't know when, and a chest buster is going to pop out of your chest. Okay?
How about 6 months? Can we,
No, why would you? It's not. It's for 1 year, but that's only 52 times that's going to happen. That's how many weeks are in a year.
I'm sorry. Hey, guys, at least I try to do 6 months. I guess there's no negotiation. I can't do it.
You can't do it for $1 million. You're gonna get a $1 million.
How about $5 million? I'll do it for $10 million.
Okay, the game is
all right.
$1 million.
Now, the answer is no. I'm sorry, guys.
So Jeremy's now broke because he won't do 2 of them. I would actually do this one. I think that this one would be crazy. It would be painful, but I'm only doing it once a week, and hopefully it doesn't happen at a time when I'm in the middle of work in a meeting and a chest buster comes out. Like, that would be kind of weird.
Yeah. Yes. You're saying it could come at any time of day, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it.
No?
No.
Okay. All right. Here's the next one. Are you ready?
Okay, ready.
4.
$1 million.
All right. Every time you think someone is cute, right? Doesn't matter who. Like, you're just like, oh, that's even if it's like, oh, like on TV, like, oh, that's a beautiful actress, or you're walking down the street and like, oh, that's that person's, really, really good looking. Every time you see that, your nose starts to drip. Like, it just starts pouring out snot. Every time you think that, right? And it goes for 10 minutes. Now, let's just say, for example, you're walking in the mall and you're like, oh, that person's good looking. Even if it's a guy, like, oh, that person's good looking. Your nose is just going to start draining snot.
Because I say the word cute.
No, because you think it.
Okay, I think it's
so.
okay.
So, would you, for
$1 million.
walk around with a snot face every time you thought someone was good looking
For how long?
for 6 months?
Yeah, I'll do it.
So you're walking in the mall and this snot starts pouring down your face.
Yeah.
Green boogers.
Yeah, for 10 minutes, right? You said 10 minutes.
Yeah, but I don't remember what I said. Maybe 10. Why would you do that? Not the chest buster.
Aliens, just give me the creeps. The alien thing just gives me the creeps.
Yeah.
I think it's more painful, excruciating. I think I could take more snot. It's not as bad.
So
yeah, it's not as bad.
Okay, so what if you're like, what if you're hanging out, walking in the mall, and then snot just starts pouring down your face, and you can't stop it for 10 minutes? You're gonna be walking around. It's gonna be dripping on the floor.
I'll go to the restroom or something. I'll do what I need to do.
And then you come out of the restroom, and there's another person.
You said for 10 minutes. Oh, you said only one time.
No, every time you see someone that you think is.
I'll avoid it then. I'll just get out.
Of the mall?
Yeah, the mall. So after one time.
So what if you're driving down the road?
I got to think about the road. I'm not going to think about, anyone's cute.
Yeah, but you're driving, you turn to the left and you see somebody. You're not going to know. It's your brain that's doing it. It's not you're not going, oh, I think they're cute. Your brain goes,
For 6 months, right?
Yeah.
I'll take my chances. I like my chances here than the previous 2.
Well, Jeremy's not completely broke. He has
$1 million.
All right, Jeremy. You know what? That actually concludes the podcast for tonight. What do you think? What do you think being in studio, hanging out, being part of this amazing... Oh, FYI, and I'm gonna put this out there. If you're just joining Nerd Sauce, I just want to say thank you so much, because we got really good news that we are in, and I think I said this last time with Oscar, we're in the top 200, and we're continuing to grow this podcast out of nowhere. This is a brand new podcast. I'm super excited that we're getting this listener base. So if you're joining us, thank you so much for making Nerd Sauce part of your day. We're glad that we can entertain you, and if you're always welcome to leave comments if you're watching us on YouTube or listening to us on YouTube. We are also on Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, so you can listen to us pretty much anywhere you listen to podcasts. So thank you for joining Nerd Sauce. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for making this podcast as popular as it is, as a brand new podcast that's just really unheard of, and we're really grateful. So thank you. Jeremy, you got it. I mean, it's your first time in studio, your first time really sitting in front of the mic. What do you think? What was it like?
I can't believe it. I'm just like, I'm stoked, It's like a historical moment. I'm really happy for all the success. Want to continue success. All nerds out there, continue watching this. I can't believe it. I'm just blown away.
Yeah, it's great.
All over here.
Well, thank you. Don't forget, subscribe, follow the channel. It helps us, and we would be really appreciative, and it'll continue to grow and get out there. So, Jeremy, we end every podcast with a song choice by the guest. Do you want to tell us what song that is and why you chose it?
Yes, I chose this song. It's Tear for Fears 1983 song called Mad World. I don't know if you guys know about it. There's a remake version by Gary Jules in 2001 from the movie original motion picture soundtrack, Donnie Darko. Well, Tear for Fears, I love this song because it's more upbeat. Now, you can say this, it's upbeat, so you could dance. And by the way, I'm an 80s guy, so I want to pay homage to 80s. And I couldn't find a song because it was a huge hit in the United Kingdom, not in the United States. Came out, was number 36. Google it. And I said, wow, so upbeat over here. Because I think people hear
Great
more
song.
than 2001.
It's a great song.
Here. So, yeah.
You know who does this song really, really well right before we play it is Adam Lambert.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He did a version of it, and you can find it on YouTube,
Okay.
of this song. It was amazing, amazing live performance on American Idol. And I actually was at that, and I know Daniel's right now going, oh my God, this guy just, he's making fun of me because I've done and known people, but I was actually at that performance of that American Idol. I was actually at American Idol in the audience that day, and it was awesome. I mean, it really was as good live as it was on TV. So anyways, Jeremy, thank you for joining Nerd Sauce. Nerds, till we meet again, we will see you soon.
Peace,
till
brothers,
then,
sisters, nerds, go nerds.
Go Nerds. Have a good week.
Thank you.